If you need another dose of Insect Daddy, you need to read this book. The smoldering, slow burn, spicy romance continues in this brooding sequel to the enthralling gothic fae fantasy House of Blight. So if you haven't read this one yet, please go pick it up. Manor of Decay by Maxym M. Martineau is a romantasy, and it is the conclusion to the Threadmender's Chronicles, which is a duet. It's set in a fantasy world and is told in single POV, first person, past tense. Spice level wise, I would give this one 3 out of 5. There's 1 or 2 explicit scenes. You can expect some slow burn action as well as exhibitionism. What an ending to this duet. Now, was I convinced that this had been turned into a trilogy until the 90% mark? Perhaps, but we'll get into that. I loved returning to this fantasy world, and like the first book, appreciated that it wasn't too big or complicated. It was very easy to step back into the story with no extra world building required. There were plenty of things I've come to expect from romantasy novels, like speaking mind to mind because of a connection, in this case named a heartbond. The Evers are a wonderful rendition of the Fae, and this family in particular is fabulous. But there's also plenty of unique magic, like the power of decay and healing, and a sassy insect companion. I really enjoyed the fable of death at the beginning and how that wove into the story. Now, where this all fell apart for me was the pacing. There was no real plot movement until the 70% mark, and then everything happened at a breakneck speed. There was still so much that needed to be done at 90% that I was convinced this had been turned into a trilogy. So while everything was tied up neatly at the end, it wasn't particularly satisfying. The build-up versus payoff just wasn't in balance. I can still definitely recommend this duet, I just preferred the first book. Thank you so much to Harper Voyager for my free copy. Manor of Decay is available now.